Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? Matt Antonelli here, answering your questions today. Today's question is on simulated games. What are simulated games? You hear a lot, um, Clayton Kershaw participated in a simulated game when he was coming back from injury. Um, so I'll break down kind of what it is um, and go from there. So a simulated game is, what happens is when you get injured, typically simulated games happen for guys that are on the DL, and happens for pitchers. That's at least who you hear about it all the time with. Um, and so you're on the DL, you've been on it for a while, or maybe you're just on, short-term DL there, and you've got to throw a game, right? But sometimes, especially at the beginning, or sometimes if they don't feel, if it's something quick and they don't feel like you have to go to a minor league affiliate to play a game, because that's the other way that happens with rehab when you're rehabbing, is that they'll send you to, if you're a big league pitcher, if you're Clayton Kershaw, you may go throw in the single A game or the double A game to kind of get back into the flow of the game to show that you're healthy, and then you jump back into the big league. So that's one way you do it. But the simulated game is something less game-like. It's simulated, as the title describes. And what typically happens is it can happen in, let's say in LA, let's say, they go out early to the stadium before, way before the game starts, and they're going to have a couple hitters stand in on Kershaw, and they're going to play a game as far as pitcher, catcher, hitter, but there's not going to be any defenders, there's not a score, there's not an opposing team, you're pitching to your own guys, but you're going to go through game-like stuff. So you put a count, usually you put a count there, and you're going to go. You're going to strike the guy out, you're going to walk him, he's going to, hit the ball with no defenders, and then the batters just switch, and depending on how many, usually it goes by pitch count. So let's say they want him to throw 40 pitches in the simulated game or 30 pitches or whatever. They pick a number, so let's say he's going to throw 40 pitches in the simulated game. He may throw 20 pitches to both hitters. They just keep switching off. They get through 3 or 4 at-bats. Then they say, okay, we're going to take a little break here. Maybe they take a break to simulate that half inning where he's off. And then they say, okay, let's go ahead and let's throw 20 more pitches. They jump back on and they go again. Usually the pitching coach and the manager, usually they're able to stand out there. So a lot of times if you look online or you see it on TV, they'll have like the L screen that they use in batting practice. A lot of times they'll put like the L screen behind the pitcher, or they'll put some type of screen out there so that the pitching coach can sit out there and maybe talk to the pitcher as he's throwing. How's that feel? You doing okay? Any discomfort? That kind of stuff. Sometimes you'll have the trainer out there. And so again, it's to be able to get some game-like action without having to put him in a game. Because as a pitcher, or as any position, as any player, you can throw all the bullpens you want and all the practice throws and all that stuff, but it's different when there's a batter in there and you get a little bit of adrenaline and now there's some competition, you're trying to get the guy out. I mean, that's a different state than what you'll usually feel when you're just practicing or in the bullpen. And so it's just another test to go through to make sure that this guy's okay. Physically, he's feeling good, but then also to be able to get him again back into a little bit more of like a game-like situation where he's got to compete a little bit more. He's got to throw with somebody that's trying to hit a ball and take his head off, because it's a little bit different, and they want to make sure that their body is ready to go, their mind's ready to go, and all that stuff. So that's how the simulated game works. Sometimes you'll see it also at like the spring training complex. So say a guy's rehabbing for a little bit longer period of time, and he's down with rehabbing at the spring training complex, which happens a lot. And so sometimes you'll see, simulated game down there, and he's out on the field doing the same exact thing, but maybe he's facing like some young guys, whether it's extended spring training guys, or maybe it's rookie ball. Sometimes there's a rookie ball team at the spring training complex, so it's some young guys there. Maybe it's instructional league. And so, they'll throw them in against those guys. And it's pretty much the same thing. If it's a simulated game, it's going to work the same exact way. So that's how simulated games work for pitchers. And hopefully that answers your question. So let me know if you guys have any other questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Give us a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Share the video with all your friends. Check out the description box below. Also, our Instagram, Antonelli Baseball, Twitter feed, MattAntonelli9, posting videos all the time for you guys. And that's all I got. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.